I'm your Tuesday-Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. We've got a great show coming up with some information about Robert St. John explaining the smell of rue reminding him of Thanksgiving with his grandmother. And Amaya Normer reporting on the food desert in Mississippi. But don't touch that dial because Joshua Brown from JB Boxing will share some things that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277. And the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. In USM campus news, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi Foundation funds new playground for USM's Children's Center. Blue Cross and Blue Shield recently awarded a grant to the Children's Center for Communication and Development here at the University of Southern Mississippi. This grant is dedicated to build a new playground at the center. This playground has been presented to serve as, quote, an outdoor therapy space for children with complex communication needs and development disabilities, as well as an inclusive play space for children in the Hattiesburg region with or without disabilities. Sarah Myers, the director of the Children's Center, goes on to say this: this new playground, with its custom-tailored design and carefully chosen play equipment, will be the setting for countless milestones reached in the coming years. What a gift. We can't overstate our excitement about this project or on our gratitude for this generosity of our friends at the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi Foundation. In Hattiesburg news, Oak Grove High School teacher receives 4th Diamond Award for the National Speech and Debate Association. The National Speech and Debate Association announced yesterday that Shane Cole from Oak Grove High School is a recipient of the 2023 Diamond Coach Award. Cole is the director for the high school's speech and debate team, with this award being the 4th time he's received it. NSDA Executive Director J. Scott One goes on to say, our Diamond Award winners provide access to life-changing benefits of speech and debate for thousands of students. We are proud to recognize these educators for their service and thank them for their hard work. In Mississippi news, funeral held for Dexter Wade, man killed by off-duty Jackson officer. In March, Dexter Wade was killed by an off-duty Jackson police officer. He was walking along I-55 South, where the police officer ran Dexter Wade over, killing him. On Monday, his funeral was held at New Horizon International Church. Reverend Al Sharpton, as well as a national civil rights attorney, Ben Crumpt, spoke at the funeral. Wade's mother wasn't able to find out of her son's death until August, even though the police identified Wade on the night in March. We hope that the Wade family will be able to take the needed and slow steps to greet another tomorrow, to be able to take this time and connect with one another as family. Rest in peace, Dexter Wade. For anyone listening, please take time today and let a family member know that you love them. To any of my own listening in, thank you for everything you do. I love you. Never, ever forget that. In national news, OpenAI employees threaten to quit en masse after former CEO Sam Altman joins Microsoft. Sam Altman was announced of his departure from OpenAI last Friday and hopped over to Microsoft yesterday. Hours after the announcement of Sam Altman joining Microsoft, a letter from OpenAI employees was reported. The letter reads, your actions have made it obvious that you are incapable of overseeing OpenAI. We are unable to work for or with people that lack competence, judgment, and care for our mission and employees. We, the undersigned, may choose to resign from OpenAI and join the newly announced Microsoft subsidiary run by Sam Altman and Greg Brockman. Out of 770 employees, 740's names were on that letter. We'll be right back with sports and weather after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Join Southern Miss Radio on Sunday mornings from 6 a.m. till noon for Sunday Brunch. You'll get jazz and swing music from artists as wide-ranging as Bix Beiderbecke to Brad Meldau, from Dippermouth himself to Esperanza Spalding. But relax, you don't need to know anything about the music to enjoy it. It's a great way to wake up on Sunday morning. Sunday Brunch from 6 a.m. until noon on Southern Miss Radio.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now on for your sports. First, we've got a lot of announcements today. Come out to Reed Green this week as both the men's basketball and women's are at home. The men will play South Dakota State on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Tickets will be from 6 at the box office or at the Pat Furials ticket office. The women will play North Dakota on Friday in the Thanksgiving Classic tournament at 11 a.m. Tickets are $4 at the box office or at Pat Furials ticket office. Student claims are now live for the next home football game versus Troy on November 25th at 11 a.m. Claims will open each Monday before the next home game. Today is an exciting opportunity for Golden Eagles everywhere to celebrate the school we love. By participating in Giving Day, you're investing in the future success of our student athletes and giving them the resources they need to excel. The generosity of alumni, friends, and fans is more critical than ever as we seek to elevate our department and provide a championship environment for young men and women at Southern Miss. We believe that our best days are still ahead of us because of the energy and dedication that lies within the Southern Miss family. Today, you can play a significant role in our development by showcasing your passion for our program. By providing a donation to the athletic director's discretionary fund and/or Eagle Club, you will provide aid to student athlete scholarships, faculty improvement, equipment upgrades, sport operating budgets, and other budget-relieving expenses. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities, head on over to southernmiss.com. Now on for your weather. It looks like that storm has passed over us for now, and hopefully no one took any damages from it. Today's highs are in the upper 60s, with our lows in the lower 40s. You heard that right, low 40s. So just in case, think about those layers for the oncoming week, because it looks like that temperatures will be continuing throughout the week and only seem to be getting lower. Keep an eye out on Sunday, because it looks like there's a pretty high chance of rain. So grab those umbrellas, unless you want those raindrops to keep falling on your head. We're entering Thanksgiving break after today, so if you want a small blast from the past, look up that song, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. And if you want to watch something with it, check out Spider-Man 2 featuring Tobey Maguire. Enjoy your break, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Up next, we have Robert St. John explaining how the smell of rue still reminds him of Thanksgiving at his grandmother's. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. Robert St. John remembers his grandmother as a great cook and hostess. He explains how the smell of rue still reminds him of Thanksgiving at her home.
My office is across the parking lot from my restaurants, and as I'm walking across the parking lot in the morning, a lot of times they'll be making roux for the gumbo, and I'll smell that flour and fat cooking, and it takes me instantly back to her home, because that was always the last thing that was done. You know, if she roasted the turkey or roasted a leg of lamb, and all the vegetables were prepared, the rolls were baked, everything was made, the last thing that was done was to make the gravy from the pan drippings. And so the smell of flour and fat, I might have been out in the yard, but you could smell that roux cooking, and you knew the gravy was about to be made and it was about time to eat. And so
Right.
even today, as an older guy, walking across my parking lot, you can smell it coming out of the hood system. I'll think, oh man, Mama's back there making the gravy kind of thing. It's time to eat.
To hear more, visit MississippiMoments.org or just like us on Facebook. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
That was Robert St. John. Coming up, we've got a special guest that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
What is dedication?
My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between. I think a parent's job is to protect our children but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now, please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Joshua Brown, a.k.a. Coach JB from JB Boxing. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much. And for anyone that is listening that doesn't know, me and JB have actually been able to have these type of conversations before, so it's so amazing that you came back to the studio today.
Yes.
But of course, some people either don't remember and they need that little jog of memory, or some people just don't know. So for anyone who doesn't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm Joshua Brown, well known around Hattiesburg as Coach JB. I'm the founder and CEO of JB Boxing and Fitness, also the owner of the Sweatbox here in Hattiesburg. I'm an amateur boxing coach, a certified personal trainer, and a boxing personal trainer.
Nice. And I mean, there's already a lot of things that are on your belt, both with JB Boxing and the Sweatbox, and also with other things that we'll talk about a little bit later. But with JB Boxing and the Sweatbox, the new home away from home for either people that are already attending or people that need that little kick to get in. Can you tell us about that? What exactly is that?
All right. So the Sweatbox, that is a gym located here in Hattiesburg. It is a premier personal training facility. A lot of people come to me, they have goals, they want to lose weight, they want to get in shape. I take on people who care about their health. I take on kids, I take on teens, I take on adults. I teach them how to fight, I teach them self-defense, something that is very important.
Right.
I offer a service is boxing, personal training.
Right.
So within that service, it is good for cardiovascular health. It is good for self-defense purposes. It's very beneficial for your health overall.
Right.
The most important thing why I offer the service, and one of the most important reasons why I do what I do, is I just want to help everybody become a better version of themselves. So I tell everybody to always make a daily deposit,
Right.
meaning do a little bit, detox yourself, make great decisions. Always choose the right things to put inside your body.
Right.
It's very important to take care of your temple. As far as boxing, back on that, because that is my major passion. I love that. As far as boxing, I think everybody needs to know how to defend themselves.
Right.
I think I truly believe that everybody needs to know how to attack, and it's called
100%.
controlled violence. I
Right.
don't want to promote bad things, but
Right.
I teach controlled violence, and it's big on the community.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. Because I think a lot of people, whenever they take the concept of like boxer, they think of like this dull-minded brute that's just slamming fists and doing all these things, when that's not it at all. You have to do so much things for your temple or for your body. You have so much things to do in the mind. It's not just a matter of punching and swinging and seeing who can hit the hardest. It's a matter of like, there's spirit in it, there's heart in it, there's so much into it that a lot of people don't understand. And I know that you've been a boxer for like a long time before you've been able to step into JB Boxing and the Sweat Box. So what inspired you to give these opportunities to other people?
Oh wow, that's amazing. So I boxed as an amateur. I had a very short career.
Right.
My ultimate goal was to be a coach. So the reason why I started boxing in the first place was because I was inspired by Muhammad Ali first.
Yeah.
He taught me how, when I looked at him, he taught me how to embrace people, how to treat people. He was very courageous.
Right.
My second hero was Floyd Money Mayweather. I saw that he focused, he devoted a lot of his time into boxing. And one thing that I learned from him was that you can operate in your purpose,
Right.
and God will bless you with a lot of fortunate things, and you can take those fortunate things to help many people.
Right.
So that's why I got into it. And I must say that, like a lot of kids that I work with, I grew up without a father,
Yeah.
and I had a lot of anger, and I had to find a positive way to channel that anger.
Yeah.
And so that is why I got into boxing first, because I love it and it's my passion. The
Yeah.
purpose behind it was because I wanted to reach people. I wanted to reach the youth, because often the youth is forgotten about.
Yeah.
And I just want to take our time to make them better, because they are the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yes, it is a brutal sport, very dangerous sport.
Right.
But if you devote your time to it and you learn how to defend yourself, if you have a great coach in your corner, you can
Yeah.
make a career out of it. You can still box without making a career out of it.
Yeah.
So back to the purpose part. All right.
Right.
So the reason why I got into boxing, like I said, so that I could reach people.
Yeah.
And a lot of the kids that I work with, they don't have fathers, so I don't only teach them self-defense. I don't only teach them how to attack someone.
Yeah.
I also talk to them about life. I
Yeah.
instill great things in them. Teach them patience, because in boxing you have to have patience. I teach them how to think. You can't be a great boxer if you're not a great thinker.
Yeah.
I teach them how to think under attack. You know, life has pressure, just like fighting has pressure. You got to know how to stay calm. And it just makes you a overall great human being.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I just want to reach people, man. I
Right.
just want to give back. My goal every day is to help inspire at least one individual life. If I could take a kid,
Right.
and if I could tell them one great thing and help them be successful, that's mission accomplished. You know, job well done. My goal, like I said, every day is to just help change at least one life. If I could help change one life, God won, not me.
Absolutely. That's absolutely inspiring, and it's powerful. And it's so true that like there's so many youths and there's so many people in general out there that are like missing out on like a father figure or like some sort of parental guide, some sort of force that's allowing you to like look over and experiment and learn about yourselves, but also keeping that factors of like what's being right, what's being wrong, and what do you do about life, because it's crazy and no one's able to understand it. But it's so amazing that you've been able to provide that, because I know that for me personally, even I've been extremely lucky to have my dad in my life, and there's so many lessons that he taught me that whenever I would be upset, I would take these long walks and I would be stomping and I would be huffing and puffing and doing all these things. Yet I look over to him and he's cool as a cucumber. He's like statuesque, and he's looking over and he's just going, all right, what next? And I just keep going and going and going, and I keep expecting him to be upset. And I'm sure that's the exact thing that you witness. You look over and you see like these desperate hits and these desperate maneuvers and all these moments of desperation for someone to look over and go like, look at me, look at what I've done. And that's what you've been doing. You've been looking over and go like, I see you. I know exactly what you're doing. I've been in your shoes before. You're doing great. And that's absolutely amazing. So thank you, first and foremost, for giving people that. And I do know that you're investing in up-and-coming boxers, fitness enthusiasts, and people that just want to improve your lives, as you mentioned before. So what do you look at when someone enters those doors? What screams at you and says, this is a diamond in the rough?
What I look at and what I've learned.
Yeah.
So, for example, when someone enters the door, sometimes the best fighter or the hardest working person, they be quiet or shy. They be very standoffish.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Yeah, so I just when they come in, the first thing I do is I pay attention to what they do great,
Yeah.
and I try to devote time. I devote my time into helping them become better at that thing that they do great,
Yeah.
and whatever they don't do so great, I devote even more time towards
Right.
helping them master that and critique that. I just like to take whatever you got and just help make it better. I go do my studying. I go
Right.
do my research. I spend time with you. I find out who you are, and
Yeah.
I meet you right where you are, and I put my all. I give you
Yeah.
all my time, and we work at becoming great together.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's absolutely amazing, and I love that. And I also know that it works because there's some people might not remember or some people might not know, but you've helped push forward winners of the Golden Glove.
Yes.
And I'm sure that, like, for the winners and for the fighters that participated, I remember the one guest that we had on was able to talk about it and what it means for, like, him and his family and all this. But what was that experience like for you whenever you were looking over way back when and you're remembering your early days in boxing, and now you're helping this fighter slamming his chest and screaming with pride about, I just got the Golden Glove?
Yes. It was actually inspiring, man. Like I said, just the process, you know, just watching the whole process was exciting. Taking a young man who never never really thrown a lot of punches in his life, to devoting time with him, being consistent, watching him be consistent, showing up to workouts every day,
Right.
watching him want to give up some days, watching him, to be honest and be very transparent, he missed some days because he being hard on himself, so I had to reach out to him. But the number one thing, he never gave up, and this is very important. We wrote down a goal. I have a prayer room in my home. We wrote down a goal for this year to win the National Golden Glove tournament, right? And we prayed over that thing. But not only did we pray over it, we worked hard at it.
Yeah.
We was consistent. We made a lot of sacrifices, and just witnessing my fighter, Santrell Williams, get his hand raised, it meant everything to me. Gave me chills, like dream come true. It happened. It came fast. It happened very fast.
Right.
So that's good. I also want to tell you that I have another fighter that I'm managing, and I also work in his corner. His name is Javon the Wolf Davis.
Nice.
Please tune in. Please be on the lookout for him.
Absolutely.
I've been involved with him since he was 19.
Yeah.
We both came out of the same gym. I came out of Hattiesburg Boxing Club, and he came out of Hattiesburg Boxing Club under a coach named Coach Rob Williams.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback on what you was talking about, my amateur career. So I came out of Hattiesburg Boxing Club. I learned a lot from Coach Rob Williams. I learned a lot from studying. And just devoting time, being consistent, working with kids, working with people my age. Some of the guys, like when I was in my process, I don't care who is a great boxer, somebody got beat up in sparring, during sparring. So what's mind blowing is in my process, like getting ready for fights and stuff, there were like two guys in the gym. I remember getting touched up by them, getting my lip busted, getting my eye, getting hit in the eye, getting hit in the body. My body was sore. Come to find out now, I trained some of those guys.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So the process is beautiful, man.
Yeah. It's an absolute full circle where like at the beginning you were looking over and go like, I can't believe that you just did that to me, and I gotta put in more reps, I gotta do all this.
Absolutely.
And now you're doing the same thing back, and it's absolutely amazing. I do know that we're running out of time, but there is one last question that I want to ask you, and it especially pertains to what you mentioned before about like those hard days and about those things that like might be demotivating. So if there's one thing that you could say to the people out there, someone who wants to make that change but just has that barrier in front of them, what would you say?
I'll say just get started. Don't think twice about it. Don't question yourself. Don't second guess. Just get started. Put one foot in front of the other. Start making a choice. Make your choice. today. Like, make that decision today just to get started, and start off by little, step by step, minute by minute, hour by hour. But every day, make your daily deposit. If you want to change your life, you want to become healthy, you can start out by changing your eating habits. You can start out by getting more rest. You can start out by going for a walk in the park. You can start off by doing 10 jumping jacks. The next day, do 20. But every day, do something. Don't be content. Don't be complacent. Just do something.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Coach JB, for coming on today and providing a voice for our Eagles. If you're interested at all, which I'm sure you are, head on down to JB Boxing and get a lesson from the best. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
Coming up, we've got Amaya Normar reporting on the food desert in Mississippi. Check it out.
Unfortunately, food deserts in Mississippi has increased, causing a health crisis to be an all-time high, especially in this region.
The abandonment of convenience and grocery stores have taken the turn for the worse, prompting the sick to travel far and wide for resources.
Food insecurities is a growing problem here in these communities. As you can see behind me, it's the last supermarket that was closed several years ago, causing those with health issues to not have access to nutritious foods.
I live in a food desert area where there's no grocery store, there's no place for you to get the necessity that you need. Just the other day, I needed a bell pepper, and I drove to the little store, Vines, and I asked if they had bell pepper. They didn't have any bell pepper. The girl told me the nearest I could find a bell pepper was 45 minutes away.
Stores shutting down may be this town's downfall, but there's a silver lining. This region's main and popular food source is Vines, a place to gather for food and family times both through the weekdays and weekends.
Being that we don't have a grocery store here anymore, everyone likes to come here to Vine Brothers because it's the restaurant/gas station. We used to have a grocery store right down the road from us, but unfortunately it's shut down. So what we do here is we have like a restaurant with a menu full of all types of sandwiches, burgers, steaks, fish, shrimp, and all that kind of food that everyone likes to enjoy and come and enjoy with their family and stuff.
Amaya Norman, Southern Miss News.
Thank you, Amaya. And thank you for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Huge thanks to our audio engineer for this show, Huey Turlich, as well as Alina Podletsky, our video producer, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producer, once again, Huey Turlich, as well as our executive producer, Miss Whitney Howard, our program director, Shania Williams, and our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. Stay golden, Eagles!